Hey guys, welcome back to the Peer Goddess channel. My name is Gwenly. I hope everyone's doing well. I know it's been a few weeks. I did make it to my destination safe and sound. Thank the Lord. My son and I made it safely. There was a first long road trip. Um, 25 hours total. Took us, um, we left, day one, we left around 5:55 p.m. And we got to our destination, 3 days later. No, I would say 2.5 days. 2.5 days, we got to our destination around midnight. Yeah. And, it was, it was interesting. It was fun. Obviously, towards the end, we get exhausted, we get tired, we get frustrated, antsy of being in the car. It's like being in the car for hours and hours. You kind of are tired of it. You get to a point, especially if you are, driving with a 5-year-old. A lot of stops, um, and a lot of sleeping for my son. Um, you know, and I tried to. The first night was brutal because we left in the evening, so I drove basically all night. I got to a rest stop um, to sleep around 5 in the morning or 4 in the morning, and very pitch black and in the woods in the mountains at night, so that was scary. The second night, and I did have like a scary moment with a truck driver. I don't know why, you know, when you go take your test for a driver's license, you don't get educated on on the rules of like truck drivers. Like they have different set of rules than we do in order to for both people or both drivers to be safe, right? And not cause any accidents. And so if you don't know anything about truck driving, like you're gonna be clueless. And so I don't know what is like not safe for them, what could cause them accidents. I have no idea because I drive a smaller vehicle. So in order to get a CDL license, like I don't know the questions. I don't know like what are the like what you need to know. All I know is, when we read like highway like speed limits, it's like they always have to go 10 below like regular drivers for the speed of like max speed. So it was just interesting. I basically got yelled at. I was falling asleep, so I felt like I got saved by a truck driver in the sense of like I was slowing down and I'm like, okay, well, the next truck, like rest stop, I'm going to rest and get a few hours in, and that will help me. It will be daylight by then, right? And so I'm like, I still need like a good hour or like 45 minutes. And then I'm like, I think what pissed the driver off was like, the truck driver off was I was in like the other lane, and I don't know. All I know is truck drivers stay on the right lane. And this truck driver was wanting to go on the left lane where I was, and it was so dark, it's like that made my tiredness even worse. And so this truck driver like was literally behind me wanting to move and like was going fast, so I moved over, and he started speeding off and turned on like these really bright lights. And I'm like, okay, he's helping me to pave the way because it was pitch black. He is giving me more light to see, and but no, he was really pissed. And he's still like going with the lights, like the beam lights, but for truck drivers on the side of their like door. There's like these like really long beam lights that they could turn on. I don't know what that's for, but I honestly thought that it was like to help me see better because it was a very dark area for a long time. So I'm like, okay, he's going fast. I need the light, so let's drive fast, like let's drive faster. And that woke me up as well. And so we're driving, and then I see he's he stops at the side of the highway next to the exit to the rest area. And my son by then he's sleeping. And I'm getting off, and I'm like, okay, well, he's stopping there. I don't know if something's wrong with him or what, but I'm like slowly passing him by. I take the exit, and then he goes behind me and starts driving. And I park the vehicle, well, my car, and he parks like behind me where cars are passing, where, cars are passing by. No one was like really there. I mean, awake. There's a lot of trucks there and like people sleeping in their car, right? Getting rest. And then he turns his lights on and he's just there. And I'm like, okay, well, something's not right here. I'm like, it's 3, 4 in the morning. This does not feel safe that this truck driver is doing this. And he gets off his car and he doesn't get so close to my car, but close enough to take a picture of my license plate. And then I'm like, what? And I got out of my car, and I'm like, by then he's getting in close to his truck, and I just put my hands up like this, like, what's wrong or what's going on, like a normal human would either, if I did do something wrong, as I saw that he got pissed for something, I don't know, that I did wrong, supposedly. I'm clueless on what I did wrong, right? And I'm like, as a normal human being, you're going to either like school me, like, truck driving 101, like how to like share the highway or the freeway with truck drivers. Like, that's fine, tell me like what I did wrong, like, so I know. It's like if you're clueless and like they're doing stuff like that, it makes it scary. It makes this like very hostile situation. And I'm like, what happened? What's wrong? And he's like, you bitch, you're going to see. Excuse my language. He's like, you're going to see. Just watch. With this like like this man, like 50-year-old man, he didn't look like, like he gave a crap to go to jail. Like that's what scared me and frightened me. I'm like, oh hell no. And he just kept driving like he was like YOLO, mentality. Like I think he probably does drugs, honestly. And or he was on something. But he was not like a regular truck driver at all. He was a crazy one. And he just left, thankfully. Because if he would have stayed there, like parked his truck or something, I would not feel safe, and I would have left and gone to, like, I don't know, whatever there is, like a gas station or whatever up ahead. But I would not feel safe at all to be there, especially with my son. And it took me about an hour to fall asleep because I was so exhausted, and at the same time, I was scared. I was startled. I'm like, the way he attacked me verbally was really, really, like, it's just the intention. It's like he would hurt me. It's like really, really hostile and just like pure darkness. And I'm like, okay, thank you, Lord. I started praying, and I'm like, thank you, Lord. Like, he left, and it took me about an hour to calm myself down, just like in shock, tired, and just very like anxious, like I was shaking. On top of being tired, it's like it's you feel it more, and so that was a scary first night. I slept for about 4 hours, and my son came here. We slept here on this chair, and we slept for 4 hours. I covered my windows, and we woke up, and I started driving more. We got some breakfast and coffee, and I'm like, okay, I'm gonna need an energy drink. But it was the second night was brutal. We got to the hotel. I'm like, it's 8 o'clock or 8 something. I don't want to drive so long at night, but I want to like advance somewhat. And then I'm like, I'm getting tired, and I didn't sleep good a few hours before. So I'm exhausted as well, right? I'm pretty tired. And so, we were in this small little town, nothing there but a gas station. We also used the restroom, and then I booked a hotel in the next big town over. And it's like, I just passed like a bigger city, and it was like North Dakota, and no, Montana. And I passed like the bigger city, and I'm like, I don't want to drive 15 minutes back to stay, but I need to drive an hour forward to get to the next bigger town or bigger city for this hotel. So I decided to book the hotel that's an hour away or 45 minutes away or whatever. And so I did. And then I'm like, we need to make it. We got there almost at midnight, I think. No, like 11. So it was like an hour and a half drive, I think. I don't know. But it was the worst. We were literally the mountains of Montana. It was pitch black, hailstorm, winds were really, really strong, and my beam lights obviously could do like the newer cars have, or the trucks that are newer, they have like stronger light vision, stronger light. And I was like, oh my god, this is really scary. It's like you drive 60, 70, and I was driving 40, a lot of cars because the hailstorm, plus the wind, plus the darkness. It's like you can't see nothing at all. And you're up high, and it was really scary. And I'm just like tensed up, trying to focus with my steering wheel, and I'm like, my baby, please just watch your tablet. Mama needs to focus because he was awake. And, I was, the cars that were passing by, I'm like, okay, I see sunlight and there's a lot of swerving and things like this. It was really, really frightening. I've never been through a storm like that in my life. It was like hailstorm, like hailing for a good minute. And the winds made it scarier. And then the darkness and so I really had to focus. And I was just thankful I tried my best to catch up to there was some ice. So I'm like, I'm not gonna risk catching up to cars that have better lighting, because I felt like I was starting to slide. And I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna put my caution lights on and drive what I can, what is safe for us, because if I pull over to the side, the highway, I'm like up very high by a mountain. A car, like the visual, no cars can see good. So I don't know why these cars are going so fast. Maybe they're used to it, or they don't give a shit, because it was like really scary. You can't see nothing. The hills were coming down. Even with like good lights, you couldn't see nothing. You could just see hail like in the wind, and it's just really frightening. Literally could see like right there. You couldn't even see with the beam lights or anything. It was real bad. Like, if I pull over to the side, it's gonna be even more dangerous. I could cause an accident. Someone could crash into us. So I'm gonna put my caution lights on and slow down and stay in a slow lane and slow down what I can and what feels safe to me, but also that doesn't disturb cars. Putting the caution lights on helped a lot, right? So the cars would just move over. And so, I did that, and for a good hour, and that's how I was driving. When I felt safer, I would go faster and things like this until I managed to feel safer and go at the speed limit, or 10 below, because there was like a minimum of like 40 miles an hour compared to 60 or 70 of max in that area, because it's very dangerous. There's mountains and a lot of swerves and turns and things like this, so very scary at night. We got to our, destination, and I was just very thankful. I was pissed off because it was raining a lot. When we got there, it was still raining. The weather was windy, and the rain is just, the wind was throwing the rain everywhere. And then my card keys to enter my hotel was not working. And I'm like, now we need to drive. Now we're gonna walk because I'm tired of driving. We walked to the place to check the keys again, and then the young man, I think his family, they own the hotel, they manage it. He walked with me to the door and make sure, and then that's it. But I was just really, really exhausted. We got into bed, and that's it. Like, not even shower or anything. We just got into bed and went to bed. Got up in the morning. There was free breakfast, like the usual, like pastries and bagels and yogurt and juice and coffee. So we were grateful for that. The last 15 minutes till like breakfast stopped, we went and I got myself a bagel with cheese, cream cheese, and a coffee. and my son got a yogurt with like a donut and a juice, and we had that. And I got like a little mini muffin. It was alright. And then we had to hurry. It's like we have an hour left, so like we have to check out. Let's get in the shower, you know. I parked right in front of my door so I could just go out and grab like our stuff. And you know, we showered, we got ready, and then we had to check out, you know. And then I went to put gas in the nearest gas station there up the road, and we started our journey again. And yeah, after that I was more than halfway there to our destination, which is the Midwest. Let me see if I could tell. I can. Okay. So we made it. I came here to do some shopping. But we made it to Mall of America. Mall of America is right over there. Across the street. It's raining today. But yeah, we made it to Minnesota, our destination. And yeah, you know, it's been a few weeks. I had to get a lot of rest and feel like myself again, because it was very brutal, you know. You know, you can, it's just like 25 hours, 3 days, but like a lot of changes, right? A lot of changes. We're actually moving, and we actually moved, you know. It's not like a road trip and we go back home. So a lot of changes and looking for places. And you know, we found a place, thankfully, you know, and it's big, and it's, you know, it's good for us now. And yeah, you know, just starting our life here. But you guys take care. I have to go, and stay dry because it's raining. God bless everyone, and you know, hopefully I could start making like at-home videos, or like mini vlogs, or a day with me, or whatever, you know. We'll see how my recording is, and like editing. But yeah, just wanting to have a little bit more fun. There's a lot more to do here. A lot more beautiful nature spots, and like things to do and places to go. So that's, you know, the exciting part. And just feels like a breath of fresh air. My hometown feels like heavy, like I can't breathe. You know, it could be a multitude of things. But anyways, you guys take care, and see you in the next one.